Welcome to another Saturday night and taking it to the nub. I'm your host, Boston Jimmie, and tonight I have a great guest on. A lot of times we're talking just cigars and cigar manufacturers and brand owners, but tonight we have Lawrence Jenkins. Lawrence Jenkins is the president and owner of something called EazyAsh. So let me bring in Lawrence and let's talk about what EazyAsh is. Lawrence, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. I was mentioning you before we started. I have two Lawrences to celebrate today. You for the next hour, and then my brother Lawrence, who just turned 60. He's my little brother, and we're gonna do a little. We're having a massive party for him. And I can't wait to get to that party after this to just celebrate his joining the old age club.
So from one party to another with two good guys.
That's it. You smoking anything tonight?
I'm not smoking anything tonight. I'm at home. I've been doing laundry and washing the linen and all of that fun stuff. So at the moment, I'm not smoking, but I'm sure I'll do something afterwards.
All right. Well, I'm actually I've been participating in Secret Santas, which are always fun at this time of the year because you get all kinds of fun stuff in the mail, and hopefully you give fun stuff. But my good brother of the leaf here locally, Lou Piscatelli, he came by. We always exchange things anyway throughout the year, and he brought over some stuff, and one of them was this absolute authentic.
Yeah.
Cohiba. And it's been a while since I had an authentic Cohiba. So here's to celebrating my brother's birthday and having you on my show.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers. And I'm also pairing this with a little some blackened whiskey.
All right. Well, it sounds like the party has already started.
In a way, it started a little bit. I can't overindulge. I have to drive. You know how that is.
Yeah.
You are born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas?
Yeah, I was raised in Texas. I was born in Los Angeles, but I'm a Texan. I've been in Texas since I was 3 months old.
Wow.
So I'm a Texan.
So no cowboy hat though, huh?
No, I'm not a cowboy. I'm a Texan.
So what is the difference between a cowboy and a Texan?
Cowboys are cowboys and Texans are Texans.
Okay.
Cowboys do cowboy stuff. Yeah, I don't do cowboy stuff. I don't wear boots. I don't ride horses. I don't go to the rodeo. I don't do any of that stuff.
Really?
I drive fast cars and Harley Davidsons. I'm a Texan, but not a cowboy. Cool. I would like to wear a cowboy hat though. I think they look really cool. I've just never worn one.
You got to find one that fits your face right. I put one on. My wife laughs at me. She says it doesn't fit my face. It's a special thing. She's a fashionista, so she knows all of this crazy stuff. So I said, you got to go find me another cool hat, like one of those kind of top hat kind of things. She says would look good on me because of the way my face is, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wear Dobbs a lot, but I don't know much about cowboy hats. But one day I'm gonna build up the courage to wear one.
And then you'll have to go down to Billy Bob's and get in the rodeo.
Oh no! I'll just wear it to the cigar lounge and look cool in the cigar lounge with a hat. Not Billy Bob's. Yeah.
Well, you do ride the Iron Horse, so.
Well, what's the Iron Horse? The Harley?
That's the Harley, man. It's Iron Horse, right?
But you can't ride that with a cowboy hat. Well, I guess you could, but
good.
Yeah, I'm not that skilled.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about EazyAsh. And before we get into that, let me just share your site here. It's a beautiful site. Easy to navigate. You don't have a lot of menus on this site.
Very simple.
What is EazyAsh? It looks like a cardboard ashtray.
Basically, It's a disposable ashtray, created for cigar smokers, but all smokers use it. Does well, for travelers, for outdoors types, picnics, that kind of thing, hunting, fishing, that type of thing, camping. It's a simple solution that was created with convenience in mind, particularly for cigar smokers. We find ourselves on the road and in a lot of situations where we need an ashtray and we don't want to pack our porcelain tray around. And this is a way, because they come flat, you can just sit it in your, put it in your bag or your suitcase or whatever. And when you get to where you're going, whenever you need it, pull it out, fold it up. You got your tray. It's made of heat-resistant paper and heat-resistant foils. And fold it up, use it. And when you finish, toss it in the trash. And
Is it recyclable?
It is.
Okay. So these are like $8, and you've got a number of branded ones with your brand on it. And I think I saw earlier here, you can customize it. How much does it cost to customize an EazyAsh with 250 units?
So 250 units is $1.70 a unit, which is $400.
$400 to get 250 branded with your logos or imagery on it.
Right.
And the imagery only goes on the outside, not on the inside?
Well, you can brand the long side of the inside as well for an additional
on this on this side. And
right.
Then what is the bottom of this made of? Same material?
It's foil. The bottom is a heat resistant foil. I can't give you the technical name of the foil. I would have to dig around a bit to find it, but it's a heat resistant foil.
All right. So when your cigar is laying in the ashtray, the ember is not going to burn this material. You're not going to have set an area on fire.
No. Yeah.
How long has your company been around now?
We formed the company in November of 21. We formally launched in March of this year.
Oh, okay. So this is a young company.
Yeah.
And are you seeing growth that you were expecting? Are your numbers where you think they are? Is this a successful adventure for you?
Thus far, it has exceeded our expectations. We did some really cool deals. We've gotten a lot of traction on the promotional side with the private label branded trays. We do quite a bit of consumer traffic on our website, and I'm currently in the process of setting up our Amazon gallery right now. But we're getting a lot of traction from companies, small boutique companies, cigar lounges. We probably have served currently about 22, 23 lounges from Texas to Virginia, Miami. So we're in several lounges across the country. We just did our first run for Cigars International, and we're starting in Texas here. So the folks in Texas will be able to get our trays that are branded for Cigars International in the next couple of weeks. So it's going really well. It's going really well. I didn't know what to expect. I just had an idea, and I figured if I needed it, other folks might need it too. So yeah.
Now at this moment, this is a side thing that you're doing, right? What do you do for a living?
I'm I'm a contract photographer. I'm a freelance photographer. I'm I shoot for the Dallas Morning News. I did work for the Washington Post. My work has been published in the New York Times, USA Today, all over the world. I was on the photo staff at the Dallas Morning News for about 10 years, and I quit in 2006 to start my own business as a freelancer. I do a lot of corporate photography. My clients range from American Airlines to DFW Airports, 7-Eleven Corporation, several nonprofits, and so on and so forth. And of course, I do private work too for, I do family portraits and that type of thing as well.
So as a photographer, an experienced photographer, I'll get your critique. So how's that one?
I saw you taking that and I started to do something silly, but as a photographer, you always notice when people are photographing you. So I think it's pretty good. My buddy Charles on the left in the blue looks a little goofy, but as long as me and Charlotte look good, I think it's all right.
So
yeah.
Are they all part of
a nice little moment?
Are they all part of EazyAsh?
And I can see my Vans. You got the Vans in the, so that's very important.
Say again? So like when I take photos, Jerome, Jerome Berry, right?
I do not.
So Jerome, he lives in Miami. He does a lot of photography at all these events. He's been doing a lot with Drew Estate lately. And he's pretty good with the camera. And he always told me whenever he saw my photos, whenever I put out a recap, he's like, the one thing he liked about my photos is that I tried not to get people to pose. I just want to catch that random moment.
Yeah.
This is who you are. This is not you going, hey, right. This is you in your moment right there.
Right. Yeah.
Now you didn't. Now we were hanging out at La Ferrona, so we re-met again. We met before, I think. Where was it? Down at
I think it was NFG 22.
NFG, right? Exactly. Down at
Underground. Which let me give a quick plug to, was our very first customer, and the Underground is our headquarters. That's HQ1. So for all your listeners out there that look to buy some boutique stuff online, Underground.
They are good. I know I've got some folks watching this. I actually have a friend of mine, Matt Bandy, who I work with in my regular job. We were doing work back and forth with some companies down in the Fort Worth area. And I brought him into that Underground for the first time, and I'm sure Matt was really appreciative of that, because they had things that you can't find in a lot of other shops. Right. And I like shops like that. You go into some shops and they have all the big box stuff, and they get this little tiny corner, of something. They need to. I think every shop would benefit them to kind of expand. You don't have to go crazy and take over the whole humidor, kind of like the Underground, but have a little more expansion. They bring in some of these small brands.
Yeah, because to me, and let me preface this by saying, I've only been smoking about 5 years. I've started smoking in 2017. Okay. So I'm still learning. I'm still educating myself on different cigar brands, different leaves, the countries that they come from, and trying to differentiate between the flavors and so forth and so on. But what I've learned for me is the boutiques are like home cooking. And the big boxes, tend to be more, you can go to a great steakhouse and the steak is great, but it's not as good as Mama's, right? So that's kind of how I feel about the boutique cigars. They're just, they're made with love.
Well, yeah. I think I would take a slight exception to that, because having known both sides of this equation and have met the people involved in the process, I can tell you, when you talk to some, like, even when you like go to Drew Estate and you talk to Willie Herrera. Now, truth be told, Willie came out of small factory down in Miami, right? and then they brought him into Drew Estate, but he
Right.
brought those skills with him where
Right.
he is that skillful blender that knows how to take every tobacco leaf and treat it like the different spices and foods that you're going to cook. He knows
Right.
what each flavor is and how
They interact with each other.
creating that recipe, right? He's a chef. You know,
Yeah.
a blender is a chef. They're able to figure out what the ingredients are that they want to use, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, right?
Right.
So I've seen that across a number of the big box guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not saying that the big box guys don't invest their time, effort, and love into it. It just seems like, from my experience, and that's why I prefaced it by saying I'm new to all of this. I have found more boutique cigars that, for whatever reason, I like. And it may just be because I spend a lot of time at the underground. I don't know.
Maybe you just smoking a lot of boutique cigars, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I
love Drew Estate. I love Drew Estates. I love the Ligas. So I smoke more than just boutiques. I smoke Christoph. I smoke a lot of them. As a matter of fact, we're working on a distribution deal with Christoph. So we're going to be working with them and their sales team to do some things. So I smoke all of them, but I tend to lean toward the boutiques. That's where my favorites are.
What was your first boutique cigar you smoked?
Whew. Wow.
That got you into this whole game?
Well, I smoked I smoked a Drew Estate before. My first cigar was a Drew Estate. My first boutique, I don't remember what my first boutique cigar. I do know it was a Rojas.
Probably hanging in the underground. Probably been a Rojas.
It was a that's what I said. I know it was a Rojas. But I don't remember which Rojas. I believe it was the Blue Bonnet.
Okay. Yep, that's a fine cigar.
Yeah, I believe it was the Blue Bonnet. Yeah, don't hold me to that. I'm not going to swear to that, but I believe it was the Blue Bonnet. Yeah, I love Rojas. Yeah.
When we were at the Heritage Festival, I didn't get to ask you, and I didn't see you afterwards that much. You didn't have a booth. You didn't do anything at the festival.
No, we didn't.
Do you do festivals? Are you looking to move in that direction?
Yeah, we do. We do festivals. We do trade shows. We did PCA. We did Tampa Cigar Week, Dallas Cigar Week, Texas Cigar Week. Yeah, we do festivals. We do a lot of small events. We're going to be at TPE. Yeah, we do all of that.
I'll see you there, man.
Yeah, we'll be at TPE. We have a booth set up at TPE. Yeah, with Barbecue and Smoke. Are you familiar with Barbecue and Smoke? You know Mac?
I've heard of them. I'm not deeply familiar with them.
Yeah, we're sharing.
I've seen that come by.
He's a gourmet. He has gourmet chocolates, gourmet dark chocolates. And yeah, we're sharing a booth at TPE. Yeah. So yeah, we do festivals and things of that nature. We just did the first one in Kansas City Cigar Week. We did that one. We did 5 or 6 so far.
Do you
all local things?
Do you do the boutique cigar festival, the one that's now 2 years running?
We haven't yet. No.
That's one's in Indiana, so I believe.
Yeah, we haven't did that one yet.
What about Destination Herf?
We haven't did Destination. Is it coming up, or did it just?
No, that's coming up. That's coming up. I got to look at the dates again, but yeah, that's in the beginning of the year. I think it's in January.
Yeah. So we're trying.
Jay Ferg is the guy to contact on that.
Yeah, send me his information offline.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're trying to fill our way through. We're a small company. We're a startup, and we got a teeny tiny budget. So, we're being very, very selective about, which ones we go to. Next year, we will definitely have a booth at the Heritage Festival. I think the Heritage Festival is the perfect situation for us.
So what did you think? Was that the first time you were at the Heritage
It was
Festival?
my first time. It was
So what was your view of the festival?
I loved it. And the reason is because a lot of the events that we did and participated in, they were multiple days.
Mhm.
And I personally don't know how effective that is for a festival type of situation. When you're a vendor, you know what I mean? Especially the cigar weeks. And I, the 4 and 5 days, and it's cool, it's a party, but I don't know how effective it is past networking for a vendor to truly benefit from it. Whereas Heritage Festival is 1 day, it's 5-6 hours, everybody's there at the same time. So
they have their pre-parties too. I mean, they were fun.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the actual festival.
The main event, one day.
Event is 1 day, handful of hours, everybody's there. So if you're gonna see somebody, whether you go to the pre-parties or not, that day, in that handful of hours, they're there. If you want to meet Robert Caldwell, he's there. If you want to meet this person, they're there. If you want to meet, everybody's there. And I think that we have a saying in photography called impact, a picture having impact. I think you have the most impact doing it that way. So I really liked that about it. It was 1 day, and all these cool people like Boston Jimmie that I've been seeing online since I started all this, they're all there. You know what I mean? And you get the opportunity to meet folks, talk to them, those types of things. Where at other events, kind of hit or miss because it's spread out over 2 or 3 days.
All right, right on. I'm gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna do a shout out to the sponsors, and we'll come back. We're gonna dig a little more into that and see a little more about what Lawrence has in store going forward. So today's show is brought to you by
Introducing Blackened Cigars, M81 by Drew Estate. A dark, bold, and unapologetic cigar collaboration.
My job is all about taste. So when James mentioned he wanted to create an exclusive cigar, I was stoked.
Like Metallica, Drew Estate has some of the most hardcore fans out there. I've known Rob Dietrich for years, and when he approached me to collaborate on this, we couldn't be more excited. I mean, Metallica, Blackened Whiskey, and Drew Estate, what could be a better passion project?
We all came up with the vision of what a blackened M81 cigar would look and taste like. M81, Metallica, formed in 1981, as you can see right here, just so I don't forget. And now you won't forget because it's on this.
We needed to craft a cigar unlike anything in our portfolio.
One that would take cigar fans on the deepest, darkest, heaviest journey into the mystical world of Maduro.
Full-bodied with notes of espresso, leather, and dark chocolate. A wrapper, a binder, a filler that is all Maduro, and they are all grown in separate places.
You talk about a heavy leaf cigar. This is beyond passion. This shit is straight amplification.
Blackened Cigar M81 by Drew Estate is bold, rich, and powerful enough to satisfy the most experienced cigar connoisseur, but also balanced that new cigar lovers can enjoy its tantalizing smoking experience as well.
Blackened Cigars M81 by Drew Estate. Coming soon.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
And today's show is brought to you by Bocock Brothers Cigars, a new and active brand founded by two Honduran brothers, Bryant and Douglas Bocock. The brand zeroes in on those folks that are looking for easy-to-smoke cigars inspired by unusual circumstances. Very importantly named after their very interesting and imitable last name, Bocock. Right now, Bocock Brothers is featuring their signature edition, made at the A.J. Fernandez factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. It features an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, a Nicaraguan Habano binder, and a Nicaraguan filler. Available in 3 popular formats, a Robusto, a Toro, and a Gordo. You can check out Bocock Brothers Cigars at www.bocockbrothers.com. The year was 1947, and the Rodriguez family began the masterful art of cultivating tobacco on their private plantation in the town of Saguane, Cuba. By 1952, La Finca Carmen Cedar employed over 20 workers and grew over 120,000 pounds of tobacco annually. Of course, 8 years later, the Cuban government nationalized the private plantation, and the Rodriguez family was forced to immigrate to the United States. In 1971, the Rodriguez family found a new beginning on the island of Key West and established the Rodriguez Cigar Factory in 1984. That factory stands as the oldest cigar manufacturer in the Florida Keys, preserving the historical cigar manufacturing industry that began in Key West in 1831. As the years passed, new generations of family members have expanded manufacturing operations to Nicaragua, and they're proud to be working with some of the finest tobacco in the world. Rodriguez cigars are exclusively constructed with vintage leaves that have been hand-selected, aged, and constructed through the traditional Cuban manufacturing process. If you're ever in Key West, I highly recommend visiting the Rodriguez Cigar Factory and take the $15 factory tour. You will be able to learn the history of Key West and cigars, and as a memento of your visit, you'll be able to roll and bunch your own cigar to take home with you. You can check out Rodriguez Cigars at www.rodriguezcigarskeywest.com. And today's show is brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova is a family-owned and operated premium cigar company. Only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship go into the making of each Platinum Nova cigar. This results in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather to always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for that exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You could check them out at Platinum Nova Cigars, www.novacigar.com, and on their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter channels. All right, there you go. You know what I always love about the blackened video is you get to that point where Jonathan is lighting up the cigar. You see the cigar, it's like falling apart.
Right.
Like the whole thing's like flaming it all up and shit. I'm just like, come on, Jonathan. This is like your premium thing you're doing. But anyway, so great stuff. Great sponsorship. Anybody wants to try out some great cigars, any one of those, I highly recommend. And if you deal with the Cigar Medics, besides that humidimeter, they make this thing here, which is the Bowler. This is my go-to cutter these days. So fabulous cutter, great little device, makes a perfect concaved cut like a punch, but much better. So check that out. All right. So before we get into any other questions, I just want to note that Shanika Smith says she can't wait to be working with you. So you got something going on with Shanika?
Yeah. We're Shanika is in Virginia Beach. And she's cooking up something down there that I've been told to keep a lid on, but I anticipated being something really special, and we're going to work together and see if we can do some cool things with her. So we're excited about that.
All right. When you got into this, what made you think about having a disposable ashtray? We talked a little bit about it, you know, I mean, is it something like when people look at that, do they at first of all go like, why would I need this? Or, hey, this is a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? What was your reactions initially on the product?
Most of the reactions have been, fuck, why didn't I think of this? But then you get some people that it doesn't make any sense. They're like, well, why do I need this? I'm like, well, if you're traveling, so yeah, I just ash on the ground, you know. So we get both, but most people, once they see it and get it, you know, once it registers what it is, they tend to really like it. We were told at PCA by one of the board members that he felt that it was the most innovative and thoughtful product the industry has seen in over 20 years.
Wow, that's quite an accolade to come from them.
So, you know, and I mean, this wasn't, I wasn't trying to create a product. I was at a buddy's house and I was using it during solo cup for an ashtray and went online to order some disposable ashtrays and they didn't exist. So that's basically how it happened.
Do you have a patent pending on this?
Patent is pending, trademark is filed, all of that. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
I just sent a check to my attorney this week. So yeah, we have a patent is pending. When I first had the idea, well, back to what I was saying, I was at a friend's house and I was smoking a cigar and they didn't have an ashtray. And so I was using a solo cup and I just assumed that there was disposable ashtrays out there for cigars. I mean, there's cigarette ashtrays out there.
They got those little silver things
tins,
that they, you know.
yeah, those
nasty.
little tin shit, you know, and so I just assumed there was something out there. And I went online to every cigar website I could come up with, searching for it, and it didn't exist. It didn't exist on Amazon. And so at that point, I started researching materials and so forth because I assumed that maybe it couldn't be done. Then I found out that it could be done. So at that point, I thought, well, maybe, you know, somebody owns the patent and for whatever reason, they're just sitting on a thing.
Right.
And so we did a patent search and there was, no one had a patent on it. And so I went outside and took some pictures of my Harley Softail Slim and posted them and sold it and formed a company.
Now, how long does it take to get the patent finalized? You have no idea.
No, your guess is as good as mine.
The will of the government.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a year, it could be 5 years.
Right. But the pending locks you in.
Yeah, the pending is this is what's most important. Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's pending and hopefully, you know, it won't take us long to get it approved, but you know, we'll see.
Now, how many have you sold, if you can divulge that?
somewhere in the neighborhood of about 35,000 units.
Wow.
Somewhere in the neighborhood.
In just the last year, less than
Yeah.
a year, 8 months. or So,
Months. Yeah,
wow, congratulations.
Yeah, somewhere between 30, 35,000 units. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
All right. And you have a target for next year at like double, triple that?
In a perfect world, I'd love to triple it. We're doing some new things next year, and we're selling the product in some different ways. We're offering some different things. You can customize it now as a company, but next year we'll be offering what we call an ad tray. It's called an EazyAsh tray, and it's going to be focused, geared toward festivals, like a heritage festival.
Okay.
So the Heritage Festival has X amount of sponsors. So the ad tray would basically sell all eight corners of the ashtray, and a different sponsor would be on each corner.
So when you have like these seating areas, instead of putting out ashtrays, like you go to these events, you know, and I know people, I talk to people about this concept afterwards, and they said, yeah, it's a great idea because, you know, you go out into like a lounge and you go lounge, got a back patio, and they're just stupid people in the world, right? They steal ashtrays, right? They just steal ashtrays. So if they steal an $8 ashtray, it's like, who cares? Right.
Yeah. And it's promotional, you know, so you almost want to give them away. You know, it's a lot of the lounges that carry it, they sell them, but they also give them away with a certain amount of purchase. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. A lot of folks aren't familiar with us, but we're getting there. You know, so we have the ad tray coming up, and then we have a 4-finger that we're gonna.
So all sides,
be
right?
bigger. Yeah, it'll be.
Now,
bigger.
do you have one in front of you? Do you have one that is?
I have one. It's not put together, but I can put it together for you.
Yeah, let's show. Hold on a second. Let me spotlight you and go through the process of what it takes to put this together.
So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna pull the camera down so you can see my hands, and I'll fold it out here. It's gonna be shiny. So basically, you fold in the long sides. There's a long side and a short side. Fold in the long sides. It has tits on either end. Then you go to the other long side, fold it in. So now your long sides are folded, and then you simply flip the short side over those tits on the long side, right? And then you fold your sides in, and you have an ashtray, an EazyAsh.
And there you go. Look at that. Perfect.
Woo! Yeah. So it's
Simple.
that simple. Just
So
pop
that
it.
answered the question. So Anthony James asked that question. So Anthony, I hope that answered your question about how it works, because you jumped on my question. So that's good. That was a great segue to explain how this simple device works.
Let me grab a cigar for Anthony, and we'll just lay it in there so he can see it in full. We'll put a Christoph that I just got, and I'll go back down on the ashtray. So that's how the ashtray sits. Cigar's right in.
Right.
And you have the holder at both ends. So that's how it works. How about that, Anthony? Give me a thumbs up or some hand claps or something, bro.
Wait for the claps. Wait for the claps and the loves coming in. Now, do you have you ever gone to a lounge in Texas, and seen not realizing, but then seen somebody using one?
Yeah, I've gone to. It typically happens at events, at lounges. And I go in, and I've did it in more than Texas. It just happened in Tampa. Yeah.
Somebody had one in Tampa.
Yeah, oh my God, what's the brother's name? The insurance brother.
Oh, Peter.
Peter.
Oh, Dave, Peter,
Dave,
right? Peter.
The Peter or Dave?
Dave. I'm sorry, Dave. Dave, the Cigar Life guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Selfless plug. If you want to get insurance and you're a cigar smoker only,
yeah.
Dave, the Cigar Life guy, look him up. He
Right.
will get you non-smoking rates. Okay, he knows how to do it. He's an expert in the field.
Great guy. Yeah, he had the ashtray. He was like, hey man, I have your tray, so. But what I get more than anything is when I meet people on the road and they tell me, or people call me and they tell me, hey, I just saw this ashtray in a cigar lounger. I was at a picnic. I'm in, wherever. And I just saw this ashtray at this picnic, and I got the information off the back of it. How do I get these? That kind of. So I get that a lot. We get that a lot. We get orders. We get inboxes on social media. Hey, I'm at such and such. I'm on the beach in Miami, and this guy next to me has this freaking ashtray. Yeah. So. Yeah. So
now, do you sell these? Are they only individual, or can you buy like 5 packs or 10 packs of them with a discount?
They come in. No, the $7.99 is for a 3-pack. So there's 3 in each individual package.
The $7.99.
Yeah.
So you get 3 ashtrays for $8.
Yeah.
You hear that, people? This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
3 ashtrays, $8. You're going to use it. You're going to go to events. Especially while we're in the middle of winter, but in a lot of places. But still, there's eventually going to be outdoor things. You want to grab one.
Yeah.
Luke Piscatelli says, I wouldn't need one at my house, but they're probably great for an event or out sitting areas in the lounge.
Right. Yeah. Patios, when he's traveling on the road, sitting by the pool at the hotel on a work trip, those types of things. Yeah. Most people don't need them at home. They're kind of like if you think about paper plates, paper cups, solo cups, most of the time, unless you have like kids or something, when you're at home, you use dishes. Adults use dishes most of the time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you don't pack your dishes up and take them to the park. You know what I mean? You grab some paper plates and some solo cups, and that's what everybody uses. So it's kind of the same principle. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I would say that Jackson Sweetness.
Hey!
Jackson Sweetness reminded everybody to go here also, besides the website, go to the Facebook page. Go like the page.
Yep.
There you go. Go to EazyAsh Tray on Facebook, and you can get all the information you need about it right there too, along with the website. And you can email them if you want to. So
there goes the insurance guy.
Yeah, there's the insurance guy. Where is he?
Go up one more.
There he is. There he is.
See, with an ashtray.
He's a fun guy. Absolutely. All right. So let me take another.
Thank you, Jackson Sweetness.
We're going to take another quick break. I'm going to go through what's new in news and reviews and such on Stogie Press. When we come back, we're going to do a kind of a quick lightning round, and we're going to learn about you, not the EazyAsh guy, but who Lawrence is.
Let's do it.
All right. Sounds good to me. So let's pop over to the website. All right. So we had no news this week, so this is a shorter segment than normal. But we did do reviews. So let's go through a couple of reviews here. We're going to start off with the Crux 2022 LE Limitada Short Salomon. Now, I love this cigar. short Solomon format. They came out with these a couple of years back, and I always enjoyed this particular format of the Solomon. The big Solomon, sometimes they give me a burn problem, but this one was beautiful. So this one here is in Nicaragua. It's made of Plasencia. It's a $16 cigar. It's a Nicaraguan wrapper. It's got a Connecticut broadleaf from the U.S. as a binder, and a Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. They also have these. They release the same blend and also what they call a PB5 in the show. They do that every year at PCA. But this short Solomon was special for this year. Nice looking cigar, well constructed, nice burn. You know, a little wave on it, a little flat burn cone here, not a big deal. Flavor wise, pepper right off the first light. You got some dry fruit, cocoa, and natural sweetness, spice. Vanilla cream came in. Some mild earth and some peppery spice brought you back to the finish. Really nice. Gave this here. Definitely, I think this is a box buy, and it was pleasurable and consistent across multiple samples. So I smoked a number of these. So just check those out. The next one was the Luciano cigars. Now, Luciano cigars, if you recall, they were Ace Prime. They are now rebranded as Luciano cigars after the founder, Luciano Morales. This one here is called the Mas Igneous Short Robusto. This one, this is named after a winery that he's partnered with over in Spain called Mas Igneous. So this has got a Corolla 98 Ecuadorian high priming, okay, is a wrapper. It's got a Brazilian binder and a Nicaraguan filler. It's $11.95 cigar. I was getting notes on this of the end of this cigar is what really wowed me a lot because it gave me that almond note. And when I get an almond note, sometimes I get notes that are common across a lot of cigars. Occasionally you get these very cool notes. This one gave me some nice almond note. It had some raisin spice in it. Obviously the pepper and some sweetness and some fruit, dry fruit, chocolate, and a touch of vanilla in it also. Comes in 4 different vitolas, from short Robusto to an Excelente 6x60. This is a really nice looking cigar right out of the bat. I mean, everything that he has produced so far, most consumers would agree has been stellar. The burn on this, decent. Little bit of a jag right in here. But other than that, I liked it. I think it's great. It's very complex. Okay. Complex in the sense that not only was the flavors there and a lot of them, but they had those nice nuanced flavors. And I love it when I get a cigar and I'm sitting there and suddenly I'm like going, where did that note come from? Just kind of appears for a little bit and goes away. Those are my jam. Those are the cigars I really enjoy the most. Next one we looked at was, now this is a local Florida company called Cordoba and Morales. This one here is called the Nica Reaper. Now the Nica Reaper, I just put it flat out there right now. This is 100% Ligero. Let me repeat that. 100% Ligero. Binder, filler, wrapper, all Ligero, all from different regions in Nicaragua. This thing was a cigar that I was very nervous about. I had gotten 2 of them. I bought one at my local shop here. I bought one when I was over at the Heritage Festival at Corona. I smoked them both. They perform the same. At first, you'd think all Ligero is going to be a power bomb. It's going to kick you in the head, and that's the end of it. But this one, he was able to get this blended so well that the flavors that came through on this were not what I was expecting at all. With their cocoa and then dark chocolate, the dry fruit, there was earth, there was a graham cracker note in this. There was nut, pepper, spearmint came in, and spearmint kind of comes in from that Ligero normally with me. And then some spice. I'll just say, in the words of Blue Oyster Cult, don't fear the Reaper. Yes, this is strong. Yes, you don't want to smoke this on an empty stomach, and probably not for breakfast, okay? but it is something that I highly recommend. This is a phenomenal cigar. For those that want it, it is going to come up on strength. You're going to hit that strength early in, and it's going to continue going. You're going to smoke it slow. Unfortunately, by smoking it slow and being Ligero, all Ligero leaf, it did go out, had to be relit. Okay, so they lost a point for that aspect. But other than that, had some, it's a leaf, it's a thick leaf, Ligero, and you get these burn issues that are going to happen. But it picked itself up, it cleaned itself up, it had a little more of a wave on the bottom. So overall, yeah, this is, oh God, this is I was surprised. And I'm a guy that can't even, and I didn't, you notice, I didn't actually smoke it to the nub because I really started to feel it. And that was after a big dinner. So I made sure I did it right. The last one was from our friend Mickey Pegg and his All Saints cigars. This is one that I've smoked a few times, and I finally smoked the last one, and I wanted to do the review on it. This is the St. Francis Churchill. This is before he came out with the Colorado. This was introduced in 2021. Another excellent cigar. It's actually made at Tabacalera Villa Cuba in Nicaragua. It's got an Ecuadorian Oscuro wrapper, a Nicaraguan binder, and filler. It's $11.40 for a Churchill. Give me, I think it was an hour and 50 minutes smoke on this. It had some caramel, cream, dry cocoa powder, some dry leather notes, earth, floral notes in the very beginning of it, savory spice, and again, vanilla. I don't know what was about the vanilla. I've been getting vanilla the last few days on cigars, and I'm not eating vanilla ice cream. So it's just the way the cigars are coming into rotation. Has 4 different vitolas from Robustos to Churchill. This is the Churchill one. So absolutely beautiful. Comes down, nice chunk of ash fell off of this with a decent burn cone. Picked right back up, came down, kind of got a little wonky near the end. So get that off burn lost point there, but pleasant and consistent. Excellent job, Mickey Pegg. I have no news, and I have no taking the nub from last week. So that's the end of what's new in news and reviews on Stogie Press. Let's come back to Lawrence, and we'll wrap this up. I'm going to give you a short lightning round. Okay.
Right.
What was your favorite subject in high school?
My favorite subject in high school. Wow. Typing.
What was it?
Typing.
Typing. Wow. That you're
Wasn't
telling your
expecting-
age when you
wasn't
say that.
expecting that, were you?
Wow, that's like, no, I mean, that's like, old
Stone-
school.
Yeah, man. Not keyboarding, typing.
No, typing. Remember those days? I remember the typing classes that they had. Everybody, all the typewriters were all set up in the class, and everybody had to type. And how fast could you type?
When I graduated, about 60 words a minute.
All right.
I wasn't super fast, but I was proficient, and I'm still probably at about 55, 60 words a minute. Yeah.
Without a spelling error.
Yeah.
Without correction, without going back. And like today I type, and I thank God for spell check and grammar check, because I could never be a typist.
because I'm a journalist, so I never stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Um,
typing. And that wasn't the reason why. I mean, the reason I liked typing was that's where the girls were.
Yeah, yes.
You know, the
You
guys
either did that. You had a choice of typing or
out.
home ec. And
Yeah.
you know,
And both
you
of them were cool. Both of them were cool, But there were less guys in typing. So your odds were greater.
There you go.
See how that works? Typing.
I actually belong to the Vocational Industrial Clubs of America. I went to a technical vocational school for electronics.
Yeah.
But as part of that club, we would compete regionally, nationally, and statewide, and then eventually national if you made it that far.
Yeah.
But so they had things like electronics and architecture and building and printing and auto mechanics, and they had beauty. So when you went to these excursions, right? You went away for a weekend to go to a competition. You had all the beauty girls that were there, which was
There you go.
awesome, right? I mean, you got to meet people that you wouldn't normally be communicating with in your school because I don't know, I was the nerd and nobody talked to the nerd, but suddenly they like you're all part of the same thing.
Oh, yeah, you're in the same. You're in a tribe.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Favorite music genre when you were growing up and now?
R&B and R&B.
Always R&B.
Yeah, R&B, man.
So back in the day, who was your R&B artist when you were like in high school? You young kid.
Babyface. I mean, the OJs, the Whispers. Babyface was in a group called The Deal. Prince produced a group called The Time. You know, Prince, who I don't know if Prince would be considered R&B, but yeah, lots of groups during that time. Confunction, the Gap Band.
Confunction.
Yeah,
wow.
Man. The Gap Band, the Commodores, which were actually kind of a rhythm and blues country band.
I know I actually have the original Strawberry record. Remember that one I have that Strawberry. Was it a 33 or a 45? It was one song, but it was on the size of a 33.
It was the what did they call that? The disc, did they call it? The disco version? They called it something.
Yeah, it was the disco version.
The disco version, yeah.
Yeah, if I knew that, I would have broke it out of my record collection down there, but I would never find it because it's all disheveled.
I listened to a little bit of everybody, but I listened to all types of music in high school. I listened to AC/DC, Foreigner, Zeppelin. I listened to everybody. Yeah, I like music, but my favorite is R&B. I grew up on R&B, so that's
your soul, man.
That's my heart. Yeah.
All right, last question. If you were to own any car in the world, what would it be?
A 71 Volkswagen Carmen Ghia convertible, cabriolet.
Wow. I have a very good friend of mine that actually has that car.
Yeah, man.
And he cherishes it, man.
I'm gonna get one eventually. I'm not there yet. I gotta get the house first. But after my house, I just sold a house, but after my next house, Carmen Ghia is the next thing on the list.
There you go. Go for it. Make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. That is Lawrence Jenkins with EazyAsh at EazyAsh.com. Check it out. Go pick some of these up. You're going to love this simple ashtray that you're going to use, and you're going to be probably reordering them once you figure out that this is something. How did you live without it? So
something you need. I appreciate it. Can I give some information real quick? Absolutely. Cool. Check us out on Instagram at EazyAsh123. EazyAsh123. And remember, it's EAZY. EazyAsh123 on Instagram. You can find us at EazyAsh on Facebook. And then we have a Facebook group called Easy Does It. EAZYDUZIT. Easy Does It. Yeah, so check us out on any of those. If you have any questions or whatever, please give me a shout. And if you're a brand or a lounge out there and you need some ashtrays, let's talk shop.
All right. Fantastic. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching, those that are watching now and in the future. This will be up on our Stogie Press YouTube channel next Saturday. But remember, between now and next Saturday, if you tuned in late, this right over here picture, and see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. All right. That right there is a cigar band art picture. Now, the original we've already raffled off, and we raised $1,000 to send down to Jesse Flores to help him out with his ill daughter down in Nicaragua. Lou Piscatelli, great brother Leaf here. He has taken that. He's made prints of it. That's one where he's selling those for $100. All the proceeds are going to go to Jesse. And I am buying one of these, and I'm raffling it off next week as part of the Take It to the Nub Wow Factor. So get out there, love, like, and share this video, and you too can be in that raffle and win that. And just the fact that you're in it and winning it, you will have helped Jesse Flores. So
Let me ask you a question, Jimmy.
Yeah.
What if EazyAsh bought one as well? Could you raffle off two?
We can raffle off too. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll do it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
That's the show tonight. Much appreciated. I'll catch you later. I'm going to go see my brother for his 60th birthday. My other Lawrence.
Peace.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.